Today I'm installing the new 360 swivel mounts from BAM. These are pretty neat because you can mount off-road lights on them and they can swivel 360 degrees. So while they're mounted on the front of your truck, you can spin them around to point any direction you want, which is pretty useful when you're out RVing, camping, or something like that. So I also have some hardware they sent that includes this mounting hardware they sent me that converts from 2 bolts to a single bolt. So if the place on your truck where you're mounting it, in my case, the bracket that I'm mounting to has just 1 hole on it instead of 2, I'm going to use the single hole mount to center that up. Let me go show you what I'm taking off the truck, and then I'll show you the unboxing of these and adding them to the truck. Man, you gotta love the summer days out here in Texas. Beautiful out here. I love springtime. So here's the 360 mounts from BAM, the old ones. They're a little dusty because I've been driving around the canyon with them, but they're great because when I'm out camping, I just pull the pin and these rotate to whatever direction you want to shine the lights. So Tyler over at BAM sent me the new version, the 2.0 versions of these mounts. So I'm going to get them installed today. And I've got them mounted on SDHQ's bracket here for my A-pillar. And I love these brackets, but they've only got slots that line up with one of the holes inside this, which is why I've got one screw off to the side. So what I'm going to do is use the adapter that Tyler sent me to convert this 2-hole mount into a single hole mount so I can have 1 bolt through the center of this bracket just to line it up so it looks a little cleaner. I mean, there's nothing wrong with this, but that way I won't have a bolt sticking out. So let's go unbox the new mount and get it installed. So here's the brand new shiny mounts. It's pulling out. Don't you love fresh paint? So here's the pins that go in here that you use to set the position of the swivel. And these are the bolts that you would use to mount the bottom 2 holes to whatever bracket you're attaching these mounts to. So what I'm going to do is use some of this thread locker blue that I got, put a little bit around the threads on these pins, and then screw them in here. That way they're just not going to be likely to vibrate out. All right, now I've got just a little bit of the blue thread locker on there. Going to take the mount, take this, and you can see this just spins like so. So this goes in here. All right, so then take a little wrench. I've got a 3/8 that fits, and then I just snug this up a little bit. That way it's a little bit more than finger tight. So this one's assembled, ready to mount on the truck. Now just do the same thing to the second one. So here's the bolt-on straight brackets, 5/16 single bolts, and then the adapter brackets. So when you screw this together with this adapter, these angled heads go down flush with this, so then this can mount against your bracket on your truck or wherever you're placing this with a single bolt in the middle. And before I screw it on, I'm going to put some Loctite on the bolts. I like this Permatex Loctite, or I say Loctite, the Permatex Thread Locker Blue gel, because it's gel and it doesn't run all over the place. Now, this one's ready to mount on the truck. To put these on the truck, to mount them to my SDHQ brackets, I went and got some 5/16 bolts from Home Depot. BAM does send you the hardware to mount these, but in my case, since Ty sent me these for review, I ended up with the wrong hardware. But ideally, when you buy yours, you'll have a 5/16 bolt shipped if you have the single bolt adapter, which would fit right in here on the bottom. But I want to put some anti-seize on here before I put this together. Here's my anti-seize lubricant. I've applied a little anti-seize to the bolt. Now I can go mount this to the SDHQ bracket on the truck. Now I'm just setting my light on it temporarily to see if the angle is correct before I tighten the bolt. I still like the finish of this product. I can definitely tell that the build quality is better on this new version of the swivel than the old version. The nut on the inside has a stronger build quality to it, and the overall finish of the product, the way the red color is on here, definitely looks better and looks a lot cleaner. Doesn't have as many rough edges on the inside and things. So definitely a good upgrade from the last version, even though the last version was awesome. I loved it too and used it for a long time. So this is great. Next thing I need to do now is finish remounting my light to the bracket. One more thing I'll mention too, just since I didn't have the right bolt down here for the single bolt adapter, when I went to Home Depot and got the 5/16 3/4 inch long bolt with the hex head, that actually worked out really well because I just like the look of it, and getting a wrench in here was easier than getting an Allen key underneath here with the clearance. So let's put the antenna back on. And just like that, we're done. So here's the completed install of the new swivel mount from BAM. This swivel 360 mount is super useful when you're out camping, when you're off-road, when you're pulling a trailer, when you're trying to light up a ditch. On multiple occasions before in our travels across the country, I've gotten out, pulled the pin on the top, and then rotated this because it's so easy. You can do it with one hand. So really awesome. And I think it's a snazzy looking addition to the front of the truck. I love the color accent options. Since I went to tech, I always go for the red and black. Awesome product. Highly recommend it. Definitely the sturdiness of it. I mean, you could mount some hefty lighting on top of this. This is bigger than the SDHQ brackets, so very sturdy, looks good, super functional. It's a great product. Thanks, BAM.